Hey everyone, welcome back to your practice. Today we have a fun little snack size flow that's going to be pretty playful, pretty exploratory, and one that when I ran through it the other day in my body just felt yummy. So I hope it offers you the same. To start today, we are going to get straight into it. So we'll start at the front edge of the mat. Go ahead and bring your arms in front of you, palms face down. Draw your shoulders back to plug them in. And then as you exhale, slowly begin to lower your hips down without lifting your feet, and then get to the point where you have to lift your feet and do. Just creating some mindfulness here is all. And then both knees are going to lower down to the front edge of your mat. Find that lean back and then maintain this angle as much as you can. Really drive forward with your hips. Lift on up. All right, let's go all the way back to that seat on the heels and lift on up. Just once more. Back and lift. Go ahead, inhale your arms up. Catch your opposite elbows. We're going to exhale, lean to the right, drawing that left elbow to the right as you do. Inhale through center. Exhale, second side. Inhale through center. Exhale, go ahead, release your hands, lift your knees back up, and then take a seat. Feet as wide as the mat, go ahead and lower your knees one direction, through center to the other. Once more each side. This time as you lower your knees to your first side, bring that side hand down, windmill your offside arm, lift through your hips, and lower, second side, same thing. And lower, come back through center. Take a moment here to rock back and forth, maybe massaging out your spine as you do so, taking your time. You might go a couple rocks. We're ultimately going to rock into a yogi squat, lifting the hips as you do. From here, hands toward heart center, lift halfway up. Pause here, lift all the way up. Exhale, hinge it forward. Exhale, halfway lift long spine. Hinge it forward. Halfway lift long spine. Hinge it forward. Halfway lift long spine. Hinge it forward. Put your feet out again toward that yogi squat form. Come up through an active squat. Pause here. Heel toe your feet toward each other, maybe hips distance apart. We'll stay rooted in this right foot. As we press into it, bring your left knee up with you. And let's do some circles out to the left with that leg, trying to keep the right side hip pretty locked into neutral so that this isolates more in that left upper leg. Last one. Pause here. Tilt it forward. Maybe come through warrior three. Set your left toes down. We're going to open up to that edge of the mat. Both sets of toes point evenly out. Bend into one leg, then the other. Bend halfway into your right leg. We're going to hold this bend. You might come up onto your left heel. Think of your tailbone reaching straight down. Arms out to the sides, thumbs and fists. Bend your right elbow. Look toward your left fist at the back edge of the mat. Feel your strength here. Inhale, release. On the exhale, hands point forward as you lower as much as you can into your left leg, finding that skandasana. Let your hips come all the way to the mat. Left knee lowers toward the front edge. So you're kind of in this half hero form. You might take a moment to square up, maybe reach forward with your torso, maybe lean back. Feel it while it's here. And then a little playful transition to the front edge is that we're going to shift over this left leg and try to go into a low lunge. Feel free to use your hands, but if you want to practice without using your hands, think of just moving your weight forward, over to the left, and then up and through. Finding that low lunge, pause here, maybe pulsing in and out of it. From here, hinge forward, hands to airplane arms. Curl your left toes under, lift that knee, hinging toward the front edge of the mat. This time, windmill your arms open for a warrior two. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Try to keep everything square to this long edge of the mat. On an exhale, press into your right leg. Turn both sets of toes to face the long edge. Hands can stay out wide as you hinge forward, finding a wide-legged forward fold. Keep your arms lifted or lower them down, finding your way to be here for the next 2 breaths. Inhale, crawl forward. Go ahead and crawl all the way to the back edge of your mat. From here, we're going to step it back. Left leg comes up, finding a vinyasa, maybe with the left toes lifted for part of it. Maybe taking an extra push-up all the way back. And then from here, ripple forward to your plank. Move your left hand beneath your nose. Roll on your feet to open up into a side plank. Lift through your hips. Grow light in your right toes. Maybe step it back behind you, lifting into a wild thing. Look back toward your mat. Lift your right toes. We're just going to step them halfway toward the left hand. From here, shift into that right foot. Come on up, hands toward heart center. We're going to step the left toes behind the right heel. So you're in this little crisscross on a tightrope. Soften your knees. Let your torso cascade forward. Think of your sit bones lifting behind you. Hands might come down to your legs, to the mat. Create a little bit of an inner thigh squeeze here. Feeling this adduction. On an inhale, halfway lift, soften into your knees and slide your left knee down to the mat. Stack your right knee on top, setting up for cow face form. So legs, doesn't necessarily matter what the angle is, just try to keep the angle fairly symmetrical on each side. Right leg's on top, so left arm is going to reach up and down. Your right fingers might reach to grab it behind you. Maybe you take a hinge forward. Maybe you pulse in and out. Gently release on the exhale. From here, again, trying to be hands-free if you want. Use your arms if you'd like, just make it minimal. And we're going to try to shift and unwind until we're back in a yogi squat at the front edge. All right, go ahead and inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Kick your sit bones back behind you to straighten out your legs. Inhale, rise all the way up. Step toward the front edge of your mat. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale to let it go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. This time while you're down here, crawl your hands to the outside edge of your right foot. Bend that knee a little extra, straighten your left a little extra. Inhale through center and over to the other side. Left knee bends, right leg straightens. Inhale back through center. And gently ripple your way on up. Heel toe your feet closer together. Send your hips back, finding that kind of squat type form. Hands draw toward heart center, shift into your left foot as you stand, right knee comes with you. Stabilize through your left hip as you bring your right leg out to the side and draw a circle. Go at your pace. Last one. Pause here. Go ahead and reach your hands back if you'd like, or keep them at heart center. Maybe tilt forward into a gentle warrior three. Lower your toes behind you, open to the long edge of your mat. Wiggle a little side to side. Both sets of toes point out. Bend halfway into your left leg. Maybe come up onto the heel of your right foot. Thumbs and fists, left elbows bent. Look toward your right fist. Arch your pose side 2. On an inhale, release. Exhale, hands forward as you bend into your right leg for Skandasana. Lower down to your seat and find that half hero. Maybe hinging forward a little bit. Maybe coming back. And then prepping to find the low lunge here. So again, shifting weight over that right leg and scooping your way forward. Low lunge, pulse in and out or find stillness. Airplane arms hinge forward, curl your right toes under, lift that knee. And then from here, windmill open, warrior 2. Adjust your feet as you need. Stack shoulders over hips, keep everything square. All right, from here, inhale, release up, both sets of toes forward. Hands might swing back as your heart dives through, finding your Prasarita Padottanasana. Letting your hands go wherever you would like for them to go. On an inhale, halfway lift long spine. Exhale, crawl to the back edge of your mat. Plant your hands, right leg kicks up, 3-legged down dog, move through your vinyasa. Be back in a downward facing form. And then ripple forward to your plank. This time, right hand comes beneath your nose. Roll into a side plank. Hips lift high. Grow light in that left foot. Maybe step it back. Find a wild thing. Look back towards your mat. Left leg lifts. Land your toes about halfway toward your right hand. Bring yourself up and step your right toes behind your left heel on a tightrope. Exhale, hand your hips. Find your fold here with adduction. And then inhale, gently lift up with your torso. Soften into your knees. Slide your right knee down to the mat. Bring your left knee on top. Setting up for Gomukhasana, side 2. Right arm from above, left arm from below if you want to take the bind, or reach your hands toward one another. On your inhale, gently ease up. Release your hands. Try to go hands free if you'd like. And unwind. Back to that yogi squat that we started in. From here, take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Decide for yourself if you want to move through all of that again on each side. Maybe one breath per movement. Or if you would like to call that good for today. It's your practice. Your way of connecting with your body, your breath, your energy. Thank you for sharing this time with me. Namaste.